inverted index. What is that? So I have a file 1, file 2, file 3. In this file I have something called Hadoop. Something is there, HDFS. In file 2 also I have Hadoop, Mapreduce, Hive, HDFS, Pig, and so on. Now I want to find my output should come such a way that Hadoop it is in file 1, it is in file 2. HDFS it is in file 1 .txt and file 3. So I want the results like this. A word it appears in a which file it is appearing. What are the files it is appearing? The word, what are the files it is appearing? So this is my problem statement. This is my problem statement. Can anyone give me an idea how we can solve this? Let's assume that these files are very big files, 100 MB or 200 MB files. Can anyone give some idea how can we solve this? I have muted everyone, so unmute and talk please. Anil, Harika, Kishore or Rakesh, any idea? Try to guess. We have already seen some Mapreduce programs, right? How we can solve it? Multiple input files are there. Multiple files are there. So how we can solve this? And also another clue. All these files are there in a single directory. Let's assume that. All these files are there in a single directory. All these files are there in a single directory. Now, what will be the input to our Mapreduce program? Directory or specific file? Directory. So what we will do here? Let's have a look. So let me explain how we can do solution for this. So my Hadoop file system, all these files are there. While executing my program, here the directory is my input and output is anyway directory. Now we'll be writing my mapper. I'll be writing my mapper. So it's similar as your word count only. It is as similar as your word count only. A little change. So in the mapper, what you need to do? First, you need to read a line. You need to read a line. So when you are giving input as a directory, and when you're writing a single mapper, all the files should be same input format. If you are giving a text file, all files should be text. All files should be text. Now, in this mapper, what you will do? Normally, it will take K1, V1, and your K1 will be offset, K2 will be complete line. Okay, then you will convert into two string s equal to value dot to string. We'll convert and we'll split it. Okay, we'll take the word, correct? We'll take the word. So before taking the word, what you need to understand, this word is coming from which file? This word is coming from which file? We need to understand that first. We need to understand the word is coming from which file. How we will understand that? Whether the word is coming from which file, how will you understand? The mapper will be launched based on the input split. The map will launch based on the input split. By using input split, you can find this input split is belong to which file. You can find this input split is belong to which file. How we can? So there are some APIs. There are some APIs to find out which input split I am processing. The input split is belong to which file. You can find it out. How? Let's have a look here. Go to your map method. Go to your map method. There is something called get input split. There is something called get input split. This get input split, what it will do, it gives you the file split. It will give the file split. From file split, I will take the path. Path is nothing but you have given no your directory, this path. Let's say I have something called my input is slash user. I'm talking about HDFS. MR input. In this, I have so many files. File1.txt. Now, as soon as you say file input split get file input split, as soon as you say get input split, it gives you the file split. As soon as I say get input split, it gives the file split. The file split contains some methods like get me the path of it. Okay, as soon as you say get path, it will give you this complete path, user, MR, complete path it will give. But we need only file name. I don't need the complete path. So to get the only file name, we have some method called get name. We have a method called get name. So I'm using get name. So as soon as I use a get name, it will gives me the only the file name. It will give me the only file name. So this file name I need to put into somewhere, because if you look at here, Hadoop is there in the first file 1, and there may be chance one more time Hadoop can come from the same file. HDFS can come from the same file, right? I need to every time the map is reading the line, it will read the file number. I mean, it read the file name and the word. It will find the file name and the word. File name and the word. That's what is happening in the code. If you guys observe little closely here, what is happening for each and every line, because your map method will execute for each record, right? Your map method will execute for each record. So in that case, what will happen? Each line it will read, and after reading each line, for each line it will get the file name. So I need to keep the file name some location, right? I need the file name. Every time I need the file name. So what I will do here, what I'm doing here, I'm putting my file name into text. I'm putting my file name into text. Then now, what is my output? I need output word, file name, word, file name, word and file name. This is my output. So my map output will be, my K2V2 will be word, which is a text, and file name also a text. File name also a text. As similar as your word count only, guys. Only change is you need to get the file input split path. This is a little important thing. So if anyone asks you that how you can get the file name of your file, which file name of the input which you are processing, or if anyone asks you that how can you get the location of your file which you are processing, this is how we will do that. Now here what happened? Word comma file 1, word comma file 1, word comma file 1. So if it is in this case, there may be a chance where Hadoop can be there in single file 100 times, no? So how it will come? Hadoop file 1, HDFS file 1, Hadoop again file 1. So when it goes to sort and shuffle, if we see Hadoop file 1, file 1, file 1, file 1, it may be file 2, it will come like this, but I need the only unique names. I need only unique names. HDFS, it may be file 1, file 1, file 1, file 2, it may come like this. So but what I want, I should have a unique values. My output should be unique values. So when it goes to sort and shuffle, and when it goes to reducer, inside the reducer what I will do, I will remove the duplicates from the values. Remove the duplicates from the values. How we can remove the duplicates from the value? Anyway it is a collection. Anyway it is a collection. I have a one collection which will not allow the duplicates. What is that collection? Set collection. We have something called set interface. What the set interface will do, it will remove the duplicates. In my reducer class, what I'm doing, I'm taking my key as a word, and I'll take all the collection of values, which is file 1, file 1, file 1, whatever it comes, I'm adding into something called some location set. I have taken the tree set. In the tree set, I'm adding the element tree set dot add of file. So when you enter the duplicate values into this set, anyway by default it will remove the duplicates. So then what are the value comes? Temp location. Temp location is nothing but my final output, final text. Temp location dot set location dot set, which is your tree set. I'm converting into string, and I'm putting into this write method. So now what will happen? So it will, because I'm taking the tree set here, it will also sort. It will remove the duplicates as well as it will also sort the thing. Rest of everything is same. So your driver class, everything is same, nothing changes, everything is same. Any doubts? Any doubts? How the invert index problem works? This is more important. This one. This exercise is more important. Anil, Harika, Kishore, Rakesh, Sai, Vaishnavi, Sunil, Nikesh. Any doubts?
No, we're fine.
What about others? Guys, could you please unmute and talk? I have been muted.
No, sir, clear.
Okay. Sai. Okay. So the code is available. Code is available. I recommend you to execute the code. Execute the code. Try it, do hands-on. Okay. Anyway, this I have explained here line by line. I explained what the mapper is doing, what is the reducer is doing. So anyway, you know that what is the driver class. Anyway, driver class will do, right? So what you need to do, you need to be very careful while write in the mapper only. The only thing you need to understand here, getting the splits and getting the path of the name and file path. That's it. Okay, this is called inverted index problem. This is also one of the important interview question, guys. They may ask you to write a code. At least you no need to write a complete code. What we can do, at least we can write a snippet of the code. Any doubts, guys? Okay, it seems that everyone is good. Let's have ngram and all is here only there, guys. Ngram and all, you don't need to worry. Ngram also code is there. You guys understand what is a diagram, so try to understand the ngram program. So ngram program, yeah. Okay, this ngram.java is a just a normal plain Java code. So without Mapreduce also, we can how we can find multiple words that I have done here. Okay, that I have done here. You can also have a look how we can do ngram program here. Okay, so but this is actually your Java code. Driver, mapper, and reducer. Driver, Mapreduce is the your Mapreduce code. This ngram is just like your Java code. So I tested before without writing Mapreduce code. I tested here. It is working fine. Then I converted this into Mapreduce code. So okay, you guys can have a look on this. So the next topic is we are going to discuss is the next. I'll give the problem statement. Then based on the problem statement, I'll show you the topic. The problem statement is the problem statement is I have some file, text file, which has employee ID, name. Let's assume that this is a comma separated. Okay, it's a comma separated, a single space separated. Okay, salary, gender, and department ID. Let me take 101 Ravi 1000 mail. I can say D001. Okay, this is my input, and there is another file. There is another record 102. Let's take some XYZ and 2000 female and D001. So now I want all female records into different. I want the output. I want the output of all female employees in separate file. All female employees in separate file. All male employees in separate file. All male employees in separate file. This is my output. I want the output like this. So what I need to do here? This is a problem statement 1. This is the problem statement 1. Now how to solve this problem? How to solve this problem? Okay, so you guys keep thinking about this, how we can do. Before that, I will show you a very simple same program. I'll show you with a simple example here. Similar kind of program, your word count program only. Now in the word count program, the same word count program I'm taking here. This word count program, what I'm going to do, if you guys observe before, when you're processing the whole data, the final output is going to single reducer. Yes or no, guys? The whole output is going to single reducer. The whole, even though 10 mappers are launched, 20 mappers are launched, by default, it is going to single reducer. So the output is going to single reducer. I would like to reduce the burden on it. Reduce the burden on it. To reduce the burden on it, what I have to do? I have to introduce one more reducer. I have to introduce reducer 2. Now in this case, when I introduce the reducer 2, if I introduce the reducer 2, If I introduce reducer 2, reducer 1, reducer 2, whatever the mapper output come, right? So how we will decide which key value pair will go to reducer 1, which key value pair will go to reducer 2? If you guys know this, we can easily answer this. Okay, now just think a 2 minutes of time, take a 2 minutes of time. This anyway, I'll explain this, how it is happening. Now you guys need to answer me how a males will go into one file, female will go into other file. Just take 1 or 2 minutes of time, try to think logically what can be done, what can be done. So you guys are know what is a map method, what is a mapper, what is a reducer, what is a driver. You already know, you are already familiar with it. So now where the changes can be done and how the changes can be done, so how we can put into different files. Anyone? Take some time and think, let me know. Anil, Harika, Kishore, Rakesh.
Yeah, if we consider each line into a string, I
Mm-hmm,
mean, sorry, array,
mm-hmm,
then based upon the index of that particular column name, column number, like let's say if that is a fourth column, then based upon that index,
hmm.
we can use if clause before writing our word split or column split over there. Like if that particular index is equal to this particular value, then you will be then you will apply all your line splits and uh, I mean line splits and those the other further operations.
Hmm.
So that's what I'm thinking. Like in that line, like initially, like entire column, I mean entire row will be splitted into. We will be mapping that, like we'll build an array on that, and
I
based
understand.
upon
I
index.
understand. You take the
Yeah,
complete line, you'll break by space,
yeah,
and this will come in zero index, this will come first index, second and third index,
exactly.
and so on. So what you are telling that in inside the map method,
Yes, inside the map method.
and you will do if the index of, let's say, array of fourth column is male,
Yeah,
right? And what you will do?
exactly.
Context dot right?
Then
What do you do? Right? Kishore, do you have
yeah,
an idea?
We have to separate male and female by using partitioner.
Yeah. So there is something called, there is something new topic called partitioner. Partitioner. What is this partitioner? What is this partitioner? The partitioner is partitions or divide your map output, your map output to which reducer has to go. It will decide, your partitioner will decide the output of the mappers should go to which reducer. How we will divide. So now let's come back. So forget about it for some time the problem statement what we are discussing. Come back to the original problem, another problem. Word count, right? So which key value pair has to go which reducer? When I specify multiple reducers, when I increase the multiple reducers, who will decide which reducer has to go to which key value has to go to which reducer? That will be decided by your partitioner. Your partitioner, your partitioner has some method called has some method called get partition. He will take a key, he will take a value and the number of reducers. Number of reducers. If you see, number of reducers are 2. We know what is the key. Your mapper output key. After your mapper output key, you know the key. Right? Let's say Hadoop in this case. Maybe HDFS. Maybe MR. Maybe something. Now what it will do, it will return of key dot hash code. It find the hash code of the each key. It will find the hash code of the each key and modulo by number of reducers. Number of reducers. Let's take an example. Your hash code of the Hadoop is 100. This is 101. This is 102. Let's assume that. Now, when I apply this algorithm, my hash code is 100 for the Hadoop, modulo by number of reducers are 2. What is the remainder? 0. 101 modulo by 2. What is the remainder? 1. 3 modulo by 2. 1. Let's say another word MR. 102 modulo by 2. 0. It means the data is emitting 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1 like that. Right? Now, it will first reducer identify by using 0. The second reducer will identify by 1. Now, whichever is getting 0, those keys like a Hadoop, 1 second guys, like a Hadoop, it will go here, and 1 or 2 MR, it will go to reducer 2, reducer 1, and HDFS will go to reducer 1. This is how it will be sent to the key value pair to the respective reducers. So before emitting your mapper output, try to understand guys, before emitting mapper output, internally it calls some method called get partition method, and it will get the number, partition ID, we'll call as a partition ID. Based on this partition ID, the partition ID will be along with your key value pair, okay, mapper output. So after sort and shuffle, based on the partition ID, which reducer it has to go will be decided. So we will talk about that very details. There is something called circular buffer. We will talk very soon about that, but time being, we just try to understand your each and every key will have key, and key value also contains something called partition ID. Based on the partition ID, which reducer has to go, it will be decided. Understand guys?
Yes, sir. But what if if you want to separate the data to three reducers or something like that?
So then you
If
will
it is
give
two, we are,
number of reducers will be 3.
but if you use modulo, so again the value will be same 0 or 1 only, right? Always.
Why it will be always 0 or 1? It will be 0, 1 or 2, right?
2 also will come. Yeah, correct. Okay.
Right? If you have any number of reducers, this is the default guys. Okay, this is the default. This is called default partitioner, which uses the hash code functionality. That's why we will call this as a hash partitioner. By default, whatever the partition is working in the framework, that is called hash partitioner. If you guys remember something we have discussed sometime before, if you didn't write your any mapper, default mapper will be there, identity mapper. If you didn't write any reducer, default reducer will be there, identity reducer. If you didn't write any partitioner, the default partitioner will be there, that is called hash partitioner. Default partitioner is hash partitioner. So you just go, take it as an exercise guys. You just go to your word count program in your run method. number of reduced tasks equal to 2 or 2 or 10, whatever you want. You just specify number of reduced tasks equal to job dot set num reduced tasks. Job dot set num reduced tasks. You mention 10 and try to don't execute in Eclipse. If you execute in Eclipse, it don't show much difference. Okay, so you have to create an export jar file, run in the Mapreduce mode. Then you go and see 10 files will be created. 0 to 9. 0 to 9. 10 files will be created based on the key value pairs. Which key value pair has to go which reducer will be decided internally by using default partitioner. The default partitioner is hash partitioner. So that hash partitioner will decide which key value pair has to go which reducer based on the modulo algorithm, and you will get the output into 10 output files. Okay, that is default. Now this is default partitioner. This is default partitioner. I agree. I'm okay with it. But what about this use case? I want the male female. What I do? I need to write custom partitioner. I need to write custom partitioner. I need to write my own partitioner class. I need to write my own partitioner class as similar as you have written your mapper class, reducer class. Similar way, you have to write your own partitioner class saying that class my partition, whatever the name you can give, whatever the name you like, you can give. Extends partition class. As soon as you extend the partition class, you have to override get partitions, which will take key, value, number of reducers, and here you have to write if key dot equal female return 0, else if key dot equals male return 1, else return 2. There may be some other genders, transgenders. There may be something called the value is empty here. The value is not specified. There may be some special characters they have entered by mistake. So we also want to handle them. So how we will do? We will write our own partitioner saying that custom partitioner. In the custom partitioner, you will write your own algorithm. You write your own algorithm saying that if it is a male, return 0 or whatever comfortable you are, and if it's a female, return some number, integer number. Based on that integer number, whether it has to go to reducer 1, reducer 2, reducer 3, and so on, it will be decided. Your map logic nothing changes, your reduce logic nothing changes. Only change will come in your driver class. So if you didn't write any partitioner, you don't need to mention any partitioner, you just need to mention how many reducers you want. If you are writing your own partitioner, you have to set how you set your mapper class. No, the same way, set partitioner class, whatever the partition class you have created. My partition, in my case I have taken my partition. I have to specify here in the driver class saying that this is my partitioner class. That's it. Your mapper class will not change, your reducer will not change. Only change comes in your partitioner class. Based on the your logic, your partition algorithm changes. Suppose you want the male female, you'll change male female. If you want something department wise, you'll get the department wise. I want a department wise, all employees has to go in one department. So one file 1 department 1, file 2 department 2. So like that department I want, then what I will do here, my key, you should be very careful. So here your key is gender. So what will be my map output key? What will be my K2? My K2 will be gender. You should be very careful. That you have to take care. Okay, your K2 will be gender. So you have to split the file, take the file and take the fourth position, emit fourth position as the key, rest of all lines are the value. So you divide that. If I'm taking the department, my fifth position as the key, rest of all lines are the value. So then I'll just keep going on. Okay, you should be little concentrate on the key. Okay, so you guys try it. Tomorrow we will be doing we'll be creating one data set with these values and with this data, and we will be writing the program. And take it as an assignment. These are the two assignments for you guys. One is assignment 1, you take multiple reducers and start executing it. Assignment 2, you try to execute this program. Take input like this: employee ID, employee name, salary, and don't take a header. Okay, don't take header. Your input should contain only 101 comma Ravi comma 1000 comma mail comma D001. So in your mapper code, while you are delimiting, your delimiter should be comma, not the space, because your input is a comma delimited. So here you should not delimit with a space, you should delimit with the comma. So based on that, you have to take care. Or you can use a string tokenizer, or you can use a split method. That is up to your Java skill, how you handle. Is any doubts what we have discussed? Any doubts, guys? I will show this partition tomorrow. I don't want to confuse you more. So try, look at the code, try, and tomorrow when I explain, it will make you easy to understand. Okay.